Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're venturing deep into the ancient, misty hollows of the Appalachian Mountains, stretching from Mississippi all the way up to Canada. These mountains are some of the oldest in the world, and they hold secrets as deep as their valleys. For centuries, whispers have echoed through these hills, tales of strange creatures lurking just beyond the firelight, creatures that defy explanation. These are the mysterious creatures of Appalachia, and today we're going to unravel some of their most famous legends and pinpoint the very places where they've been seen. So, grab your flashlight and let's step into the shadows. Our first stop is Point Pleasant, West Virginia, a quiet town nestled at the confluence of the Ohio and Kanawha rivers. But between November 1966 and December 1967, this town was anything but quiet. It became the epicenter of a phenomenon that would terrify the nation: the Mothman sightings. It all started one night when two young couples were driving near an abandoned TNT plant. Their headlights caught a pair of glowing red eyes attached to a massive, winged, man-like figure. They described it as being 7 feet tall, with a 10-foot wingspan. It wasn't a bird, it was something else. They sped away, but the creature kept pace with their car, even as they hit 100 miles per hour. Over the next 13 months, over 100 people reported seeing the same terrifying figure. The sightings were concentrated around that old TNT area, a collection of concrete domes and tunnels, now known as the McClintock Wildlife Management Area. People reported the creature perched on buildings, swooping down at cars, and simply staring with those hypnotic red eyes. The strangest part: the sightings abruptly stopped on December 15, 1967, the same day the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Ohio, tragically collapsed, sending dozens of cars into the icy river. Was the Mothman a harbinger of doom, a warning of the disaster to come, or something else entirely? To this day, the town of Point Pleasant embraces its legendary monster with a festival and a statue, forever marking it as the home of the Mothman. Next, we travel south into the deep woods of Kentucky and West Virginia, the hunting grounds of a creature known as the sheepsquatch or the white thing. Imagine a beast the size of a bear, covered in shaggy white wool, with a long, dog-like snout and sharp horns like a ram. Its front paws are said to be more like hands with sharp claws. One of the most famous encounters happened in Boone County, West Virginia. In 1994, 2 children saw a huge white beast crashing through the woods, snapping branches as if they were twigs. When their father went to investigate, he was met with a terrifying scream and a foul, sulfur-like odor. Similar stories have been reported throughout the region for decades. In the 1990s, a group of campers in the George Washington National Forest, which spans parts of Virginia and West Virginia, were awakened by a creature tearing through their campsite. They saw a large, white, shaggy animal that stood on 2 legs before dropping to all 4s and disappearing into the darkness. Others have reported seeing it near caves and rocky outcrops in the rugged terrain of eastern Kentucky. Is it a misidentified bear with mange, or could it be a relic species, some kind of undiscovered primate, or even a descendant of a prehistoric mammal? hiding out in the vast, unexplored forests of Appalachia. Now let's talk about something a little more human-like. We're heading to the woods around Norton, Virginia, and Kentucky's own Breaks Interstate Park, an area often called the Grand Canyon of the South. Here, people have reported encounters with strange, small humanoids known as the Moon-Eyed People. According to Cherokee legend, when their ancestors first arrived in the southern Appalachians, they found these lands already inhabited by a peculiar race. These people were said to be short, pale-skinned, and had large, blue eyes that were so sensitive to sunlight they could only come out at night. They lived in underground tunnels and were eventually driven from the area by the Cherokee. But are they really gone? The legends are supported by some intriguing archaeological finds. In the 1800s, strange, faceless stone statues were unearthed near the Etowah Mounds in Georgia, and mysterious, ancient stone walls and fortifications, like the one at Fort Mountain State Park, have been attributed by some to these Moon-Eyed People. Even today, hikers and explorers in the deepest parts of the mountains, especially around Breaks Interstate Park, report strange feelings of being watched, hearing faint whispers on the wind, and catching glimpses of small, pale figures darting between the trees under the moonlight. Could a hidden community of these beings still exist deep beneath the mountains? No tour of Appalachian cryptids would be complete without mentioning the Wampus Cat. This legend is a bit different. It's a shape-shifting creature, a terrifying cross between a cougar and a woman. The story varies from region to region, but the core tale is one of supernatural vengeance. In East Tennessee, the legend often speaks of a woman who, using a forbidden magical animal hide, spied on a sacred ceremony of the local men. As punishment, she was cursed to forever wear the skin, transforming her into a half-woman, half-cat monster that prowls the night. She is said to have glowing eyes and the power to drive men mad with a single look. Sightings of this fearsome feline are most common in the woods of East Tennessee, particularly around the city of Johnson City, and in southwestern Virginia and western North Carolina. In the early 20th century, newspapers were full of reports of a strange wampus killing livestock. Farmers would find their animals slain, not for food, but as if by pure malice. People out late at night have reported hearing the blood-curdling scream of a woman mixed with the roar of a panther, echoing through the hills. It's a powerful folktale that serves as a warning, a story of what happens when you disrespect ancient traditions. The Wampus Cat isn't just a monster, it's a guardian, a spirit of the mountains themselves. Finally, we journey to the eerie swamplands and riverbanks of Maryland to find the Goatman. The most famous version of this legend is centered around Prince George's County, specifically in areas like Fletchertown Road and the Governor's Bridge Road in Bowie. The story goes that a scientist at the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center was experimenting with goats when an experiment went horribly wrong, fusing him with one of his subjects. He became a grotesque hybrid, the body of a man with the legs and head of a goat, and escaped into the surrounding woods, full of rage. For decades, teenagers and thrill-seekers have dared each other to visit Goatman's Bridge, hoping for a sighting. The creature is often described as wielding an axe and is blamed for strange occurrences, from mysterious animal deaths to attacks on cars. In the 1970s, the legend became so pervasive that local newspapers even ran stories about it. While many believe the Goat Man is just a local bogeyman created to scare teenagers, the sightings persist. People hiking in Patapsco Valley State Park have reported seeing a large, hairy bipedal creature and hearing strange, bleating cries in the woods. Is it a prankster, a hermit, or did something truly monstrous escape from that lab so many years ago? From the Mothman's dire warnings to the Wampus Cat's vengeful cries, the Appalachian Mountains are a treasure trove of mysterious tales. These stories are more than just campfire frights. They're woven into the very fabric of the region's culture. They represent our fear of the unknown, our respect for the untamed wilderness, and the deep, enduring power of a good story. Whether these cryptids are real flesh and blood creatures, misidentified animals, or simply phantoms of our collective imagination, their legends continue to haunt the hills and hollows of Appalachia, reminding us that there are still corners of this world that remain wild, mysterious, and unexplained. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the heart of Appalachian mystery. What do you think? Have you ever had a strange encounter in the mountains? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.